Samuel Pepys was an administrator of the Navy of England and the Member of Parliament who was famous for his diary that he kept for 10 years while still a relatively young man. Hey guys, today I am again welcoming you in the series of video from this black collection of classic. And the book that I'm going to talk about is The Great Fire of London by Samuel Pepys. As you all know that all the books in this collection are abridged, and this one is also abridged, and we will see some collective chapters from the original document of Samuel Pepys. And this contains only one major event that happened in that 10 years, and that is Great Fire of London. But we will also see the Plague of London. In this video, we will see his early life, the significance of this diary, and two events that took place during that 10 years. And as usual, all the timestamp will be in the description box, so you can skip around the video if you feel like. Samuel Pepys was born in London, England on 23rd February 1633. He was one of 11 children, and he ended up becoming the eldest among those 3 children who survived the adulthood. His mother was the sister of a butcher, and his father was a poor tailor who was barely able to collect his money for his service. Samuel Pepys was put to St. Paul's School in London when he was a student. The English Civil War was well underway at the point, and he witnessed Charles I's beheading. He obtained his bachelor's degree from Cambridge University's Magdalen College in 1650. Pepys married Elizabeth, the daughter of a penniless Huguenot exile, when he was 22 years old. This diary of Samuel Pepys has been called a literary work like no other. Unlike many other diarists of his time, Samuel has no intention to publish this, and because of that, we see his writing as a frank and uncensored portrait of life of the people that were living during the Restoration time. Throughout the work, which spans from 1660 to 1669, Pepys offers first-hand perspective of all the major events that took place during the Restoration time, including his own role in bringing Charles II from exile to becoming a king, and his aid in Plague and the Great Fire of London. Let's talk about two major events that took place during those 10 years. The first one is the Great Plague. Outside the main city of London, poor people were living, and that was where the plague started. The increasing number of rats was the main reason of plague, but people believed that ill dogs were spreading the plague, and that's why they get rid of all the dogs, and that was the wrong decision. As they get rid of dogs, the number of rats started increasing. 7,165 people dying every day. Those who could, including most doctors, lawyers, and merchants, fled the city. Charles II and his court left in July. But Samuel Pepys didn't leave the city, and that is why we have all the details of that time. People used to come at the end of the day with a cart and will knock at every door and will ask if anyone is dead. Together with the epidemic of the bubonic plague that hit the city the previous year, the Great Fire had an unimaginable impact on London and its people. The fire, which broke out in the house of King's baker, Thomas Farrington, early in the morning of Sunday, 2nd September, decimated 4/5 of the city, over 13,200 houses, 87 parish churches, 52 livery company halls, the Guildhall, the Royal Exchange, and St. Paul's Cathedral. In the words of Pepys, medieval London was now all in the dust, yet would rise from the ashes in the spectacular style. Samuel possessed the journalistic gift of summing up a scene or person in a few brilliant, arresting words. He makes us see what he sees in a flash. I would recommend you to watch the full diary of Samuel Pepys. And for now, I will end this video. Goodbye!